just looking for some action, some passion. Some bad shit's gonna happen tonight, and I could wallow in the gutter till my mind gets right. But yo, my gut aches, so I gotta get what I can get until I get better. A fish skeleton or piece of cheddar, anything at all to keep away my death letter. And I don't know if you can understand, but I gotta scurry in a hurry, cause I ain't the only one with a plan. You see, we're in the hundreds of thousands, all mouthing and prowling inside of your houses, inside of your walls. When we crawl, you can hear us scratch, looking for crumbs, digging through your trash. Yeah, it ain't a glorious life, infested with filth and fleas, but our numbers are rife. And when you see me, I'll be pissing on your box spring. Shit, you can call me the Rat King. Hey yo, I warned you, I wouldn't slumber. You're outnumbered, and none of us are gonna die of hunger. If I were you, I think I'd grab the 22 off the shelf and make a quick draw. But you won't get us all.
Going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats. Going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats. Said I'm going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats. Said I'm going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats.
I think I've had enough with the trash. I feel a crash in my senses, spending long days praying that I still get my pension, spending long nights drinking out the bottle in the junkyard, popping caps in the rats until my mind is back. I gag at the scent of my own sweat, liquor and gunk, a mixture of skunk and everything they sent to the dump. Well, someone's gotta do it right, but now I fear I hear an evil critter creeping to me through the night. Fuck it, it's just a booze playing tricks with my head, and I know plenty of these villains wanna see me dead. They'd rather see me in a trash bag, tossed in a heap, cut into pieces and covered with roaches and leeches. Just a full course meal for the rats, 100 glowing eyes staring, planning for their attack, with razor sharp claws chopping with their needle-ish teeth, crawling out the sewer, clawed of fur matted with grease. I'll be damned if I become deceased. I'm going out on my own terms, I'm outlasting. I'll be clicking and blasting till every one of these scums are turned to bloody spam. Shit, I'm the motherfucking trash man.
Going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats. Going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats. Said I'm going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats. Said I'm going too far, down with the pack. I'm about to hit the floor when I crawl with the rats.
I spin my ears, but I hear no sound. Maybe someone's digging under the ground. I love you and I miss you, but you're leaving me. I'm watching over you while I stare at the floor. Hey yo, we got you surrounded, one man against 100,000. The scent of your flesh has reached our salivating mouths. Our goal is clear, go for the throat, eyes and ears, attack from everywhere to instigate panic and fear. The horde advances, I'm holding my stance, but I can only catch a few quick glances of the massive black shadow moving closer around me, trying to ground me. These fuckers finally found me, and now we feast. The beast admits defeat, slowly but surely chewing through the flesh, exposing the visceral meats. My end is near, it's over, I'm completed, but I still got one round left. Guess I'll have to eat it.
My God, what did I do? I can't take the dump, cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Good God, I pulled too hard, now my scrotum's stretched out like a fucking yard. Oh God, I grew my balls to my butthole, baby. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. My lady doesn't want a life of watching her man use a butter knife. Face down, ass up, try and saw off his sack. Oh baby, fucking please just take me back. I grew my balls to my butthole, baby. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on blue. Good God, scrotum stretched out like a fucking yard.
Okay, enough chicanery. Let's get the show on the road. How are we doing tonight, boys?
Oh God! Oh God!
What's
Oh God!
Are you okay, Vapor?
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Did you? Are you crying? 'Cause you
ectoplasm?
are you crying because you killed your wife?
Ectoplasm, it's everywhere.
I love ectoplasm.
Well, I'm sure by the end of this, we're all gonna be covered in various
Shooting
fluids.
ectoplasm.
We're gonna be sucking back our fluids.
We're gonna take back what they took from us. Let me just go.
Try not to cough is what we're gonna do.
Try not to cough. You know, if you do cough, I want you to cough directly into the mic as hard as you can.
All right, like this. I'm just kidding.
I want that true immersion, the true immersion. So unfortunately, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to talk about our current favorite degenerate furry, Bryan Mullins The Fox.
Bryan Mullins the cock here.
Bryan Mullins The Fox. Anyways.
I know I'm right. I'm almost 25 years old and I'm still making mistakes.
Oh, he's so for anyone who I don't know who, but for anyone who is watching this and has no idea what the hell we're talking about, Bryan Mullins The Fox is an individual who believes outrageous things, and most recently, aside from propagating a historical event that totally happened, there's no way that it couldn't be a fabrication of a madman. He has advocated for the legalization of child pornography or child porn or whatever you want to call it. Images depicting minors or depicting people who look as if they are minors. And what is the rationale for doing this? Why would anyone advocate for this? Why would anyone want to say that?
They want it. They like it. They like it.
You see, it's quite simple.
They empathize.
Well,
You just like
I'm not
empathy,
entirely
Stan.
sure about that one. But his main rationale for it is that if you legalize it, then you'll see a decrease in like child abuse crimes, because they will watch this, and then they will get desensitized, and then they'll want to turn their lives around for the better by seeking help, because they'll no longer be stigmatized, not understanding that humans are terrible, or should I say, he understands that humans are terrible, but doesn't understand the rationale that if you allow depravity to propagate to that degree, you're going to open the door for a whole bunch of other crap to be accepted. We got Night Shroud in the we got Terrible Dog and Night Shroud in the chat here. You better entertain me. I'm sorry, Terrible Dog. I'm so sorry. I'm not entirely sure if I can entertain you, but I'm gonna do my damnedest. I promise, buddy. Then we got Night Shroud. Not Nightshade, excuse me, Nightshade. Shade. Welcome to Camp Navarro. Welcome to Camp Navarro. You're the new replacement. You're I can't read. I'm fucking retarded. Either that or my eyes are just too fucking blurry.
You are out of uniform.
Here.
Where is your power armor?
Here, let me look at it through this bottle of freaking whiskey I intend on drinking. And it's like, you're the new replacement. Are you out of uniform, soldier? Where is your power armor? Okay. So somehow reading it through the freaking yellow liquid of this whiskey bottle, I was able to read that perfectly. Maybe I need glasses. Or maybe I just need to drink more. Speaking of which.
Maybe.
Maybe you need to inject that alcohol directly
Alrighty.
into your coffin.
I already had my vices before I got on.
You make
Not
your
of the
pleasure
Bryan
in a
Mullins.
hospital.
Not of the Bryan Mullins variety, though.
Anyways, so his initial response to us streaming was actually very funny. Because initially, to avoid copyright infringement or anything of that nature, because I wasn't completely confident in the rationale of a person who believes that Americans actually ate their kids and then no one found out about it. I didn't believe he would actually understand what criticism was. And so I altered the voice of his video. And that was his main takeaway is, did you have to raise the pitch of my voice? Yes, Brian.
Answer is yes.
Did you have to? Did you have to let it linger?
Or someone's gonna be a little salty, walty, and fucking abuse the copyright system.
Yeah, so
I know I'm right. I'm taking this down right now.
yeah, pretty much someone who I can't even trust to actually do the bare minimum research before he bust off at the mouth. Yeah, I don't think.
Hey, what's up, Nay?
Holy crap, it's Nay.
Hey, look, it's Nay. It's Nay, guys.
Hey guys,
What's up, Nay?
Hey Nay, how you been?
Howdy.
Been a while. Been a hot while. Good, as I was saying, I'm not gonna take solace in the second that this dude will actually do the minimum amount of research to actually say, to make his claim perfectly clear, when he has had a track record of just completely and totally taking things at face value, saying that he isn't taking things at face value to make an utter fool of himself. If you need more context for that, in the excuse me, it's been a little bit of a while since we streamed, so I am way out of my element right now. I've been working on other project. So, if you go into the channel, there should be a video section with a few videos of Bryan Mullins The Fox, little shorts or whatnot. If you want a more detailed reason why I'm talking about, go to Gilded Pooh's channel, Gilded Pooh, and look for the Bryan Mullins The Fox video. There's a segment in there that I'm in where I detail part of this, but everybody else details what I'm talking about with that. But that's neither here nor there. Go look at that your own time. But he had another response to us looking at his first video about legalizing. There's got to be a funnier way to say this. There's not.
Giving away free pizza.
Yeah. He made a freaking comeback saying that they're just looking for another locale, and it's like, well, when you say stupid shit, people are bound to take notice, especially when you make the world's hottest take. And we're going to be looking at his next hottest take. You see, a normal person, I say this in air quotes, a normal person would have
What? Sorry,
thought.
you cut out.
Sorry, no, I'm repeating myself. A normal person would have thought about how this isn't the correct hill to die on. Well, not Bryan Mullins The Fox. Hell no. Bryan Mullins The Fox decided to double down. And the video we're going to be reacting to tonight, and after that we're going to discuss a little bit. So this probably might take maybe 20 to 30 minutes depending, because it is a 10-minute and 28-second long video that has 18 views currently uploaded 10 hours ago, titled "The Problem with Behavioralism and When It Comes to Child Predators - commentary / rant !" For you guys, do me a favor. Do a little race. Which one of you can actually look up the definition of behavioralism first?
I gotcha.
Okay.
Behavioralism
Oh, I gotta put my
is a
tabs
theory
open.
of learning
I have like
based.
10 tabs open.
Behavioralism is a theory of learning based on the idea that all behaviors are acquired through conditioning, and conditioning occurs through interaction with the environment. Behaviors believe that our actions are shaped by environmental stimuli.
Okay.
Asian MILF needs to come match with her on mirror.
I don't think that's the correct tab, Vapor. I don't think that's the correct tab, Vapor. Maybe that's for afterwards. Maybe that's for after the stream, not during the stream. Send me that link. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is wonder why my phone's going off like it is. I don't want to play this just yet. I don't want to play it just yet. Man, what the fuck? Don't tell me my phone just registered all the pings. My phone just registered all the pings. Oh, my Discord just died. Oh, wow. Wow. Bam. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
We thought the glowies got you.
Nah, it was Bryan Mullins The Fox. He was gonna freaking jump through the fucking window and he'd be like a scary goblin.
He's gonna eat your butt.
He's gonna eat my butt, guys!
What's all these commentary people always saying shit like, the problem with so-and-so? It's always that same fucking start. Like, why?
Because life is like a merry-go-round. It's life's merry-go-round. I'm gonna pull a bullet right in my skull.
There we go. Merry-go-round.
Life's merry-go-round. Why are you looking at the wrong thing? Ah.
Trying to the time.
Fuck. Okay, so I need to screen capture. There we go. That's the right one. That's the ticket. How about we just do capture
10
the
minutes.
window?
I can endure 10 minutes.
There we go. Open that. Open
What
that.
kind of crazy shit is he gonna say in 10 minutes that you have instead of an hour and a half?
That's a very good question. We're gonna find out, and I'm gonna.
He's gonna pull the Drake move.
You see, guys.
I pretended to be a pedophile so you would make a video on me.
I don't know what the goal is. My face looks like it has the downs.
It probably does. Oh, wait. I know what he looks like. Never mind.
I can't stand his... I'm talking about his Fox persona, motherfucker.
Oh, you mean his computer... Is stolen art computer-generated freaking, Fox?
No. The one he draws, or... he
doesn't draw.
Whoever draw them that persona looks like they have downs. Why did you draw this wolf with the facial features
here's
of
the
a
correction.
brownie?
He drew the persona once, and now he just feeds it into AI to fucking
That's so gay.
Oh, that's Bryan Mullins.
This guy has There is no creative autismos anymore. All they do is cheat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of autistic cheaters, let's go ahead and get into this freaking 10-minute and almost 30-second long fucking dumpster fire of a bad take number part 2, Electric Boogaloo up my poop shoot canoe.
Hot. Oh god, skip this part.
Bryan Mullins The Fox, established in 2018.
Bryan Mullins
Hi,
The Fox here.
I am Bryan Mullins The Fox. Welcome to what will be the
I didn't know
infamous
that.
behaviorism video. And what I mean when I say behaviorism, I mean actually trying to
God, he sounds
understand the
angry already.
transformation from a child to a child sexual predator.
Okay, so he's going to be elaborating how you turn a child into a predator. Because I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but we were all babies at one time.
Yeah.
That is true.
And then we grew into degenerate
Okay.
losers.
Mothers must have ate paint chips.
I don't know.
I
Somewhere
know Bryan
along
Mullins
the line,
Mom did.
I don't know if you can blame the world or our personal decisions, but we wound up being a cartoon horse, a flamboyant looking bounty hunter, and a freaking shopkeep with a freaking neon sign for a face.
Man, I can't believe it. Why didn't I grow up to become a superstar Down syndrome fox boy like this handsome lad?
Only time will tell. Let's
I wish I was him.
Through bad parenting, lack of sexual education, and even a lack of being taught self-defense at an early age, much less an earlier age than they're being taught now.
Okay,
I bet Bryan Mullins is not one to talk about sex.
So if we're going to go on this, he's saying that the things that contribute to the growth of a child is teaching them sex ed and teaching them self-defense at a younger age. And what was that third thing?
Fuck, I don't even remember.
Through bad parenting,
Bad parenting. Bad parenting is bad parenting
Okay.
and a lack of education is what makes a predator. Okay.
lack of sexual education,
parenting.
and even a lack of being
I don't
taught
think that's
self-defense at an
true.
early age, much less an earlier age than they're being taught now, like I've said in the first ever long-form commentary video I made.
So the first long form commentary video he made. Okay, so if that sounds very specific, is because Bryan Mullins The Fox can't take anything within like a certain stride. It has to be an over exaggerated like thing. It can't just be like that video I made one time, or it can't be like the last video I made like in conjunction with this topic. No, it has to be like a moniker. Like, for him, it's a milestone. For us, it's a fucking migraine.
Milestone, migraine, if I start
Behaviorism in
with
this
M's.
sense is not only one-dimensional, but it's what I call non-dimensional. Given that children are conditioned at
doesn't
youth
make sense.
just as predators are conditioned to justify their disgusting behavior regardless if CP
No,
is
they're
made
not.
legal by politicians in the House and Senate in the future due to its
Okay, so my fucking brain worms are acting up. I couldn't understand a lick of that. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay, basically he just said, oh my fucking god, I don't know what the fuck he said either. What the fuck? That was just a bunch of diarrhea.
Okay,
It went through him one ear and out the other.
let's all freaking put on our thinking caps and let's
Listening
let's-
ears.
A one brain cell.
let's activate our almonds.
Jail
dimensional.
crystals are
Given
charged.
that children are conditioned at youth, just as predators are conditioned to justify their disgusting behavior regardless if CP is made legal by politicians in the House and Senate in the future due to its
Okay. So this point right here
Okay.
just killed his entire argument for the first video. I don't think he realizes that.
Can you
Because
explain to us why?
okay, so he just said that this will justify why kids get preyed on, and or that no, that's not all what he said. Okay, so I have it, and it's really fucking hard to grasp it. But what he's trying to say here, because he tries to make a play on words that doesn't really work. So what he is saying is that people trying to justify, the things that are just as pointless as a child predator trying to justify their deviant acts in a theoretical world to where like CP has been legalized. So basically he's saying that in his mind, if these conditions were met and CP was legalized, there would be no excuse for child predators to still exist. And I would follow up with that statement saying there is no justification for them existing in the first place, regardless of what's legal or not.
Here's the thing about pedophilia. What fucking animal can you name that practices pedophilia?
Dolphins.
Probably like only the intelligent ones.
Well,
Like humans,
here's the thing about dolphins. Dolphins are shitty people.
Yeah,
That's why they're in the water.
God didn't love them enough to give them legs.
I mean, like you can find malice and hatred in the smallest of creatures in the world. Like, did you know that ants will like steal like other colonies' larvae to either raise up as their own if they're the same kind of ant or as food?
Or slaves.
So yeah,
I mean that's bugman.
Like okay, so like this is a little bit off topic. For anyone who's nosing, who wants to know this is Spaz lore time. My mortal enemy is not other humans. It is literally ants. Like all of ant kind is my immortal enemy, and the reason for that is a long-winded story that I'm not gonna get into, but ants are the only other species that I know of on Earth that have actually waged war continent-wise. Like look this up. There are ant colonies that are waging war for territory on a continental level, like spanning oceans.
How the fuck do you do that when you have no fucking technology?
It doesn't matter about the technology. It matters on the links they go to in order to maintain the hive. Yes, I hate ants too, Spaz. Thank you, terrible dog. Okay.
Well, you wanna know one thing though? At least ants aren't fucking kids.
No, they're not. I looked
it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says there's 30 million ants dying every day or something.
Yeah.
From that war.
Man. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. It says right here on Forbes.
Are you sure?
From 2016.
How do we know it's 30 million?
Are you sure? No.
If you ever so there's a this is way off topic, but if you ever need a justification for is war natural, if some vegan ever looks at you and says war is a creation of humanity, war is a natural state of life. If you look no further than ants and chimpanzees and baboons,
especially ants. Yeah.
Every struggle for survival, it just goes down to territorial resource dispute. But that's neither here nor there. That's for a different topic altogether. That was our freaking oasis. Me babbling was our oasis from this fucking headache.
With technicality, or if predators somehow turn out to be more vulnerable than children today ever could be, and that
yes, those vulnerable adults.
Those poor
50-year-olds.
Pedophiles.
I need to roll a wisdom save real quick. Hang on a minute. This is ASMR stream now.
Let me do that digitally.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say he's not very intelligent, so I need to at least pass a 12. That's a 5. I'm gonna take 2d6 worth of freaking psychic damage from that one. Take a 6 psychic damage.
I'll take stupid shit for 500.
people are just one-dimensional with their opinions that don't even fucking matter. And no, politicians doing such a thing won't normalize pedophilia. It would merely just destigmatize it. There's a big difference between normalizing bad and disgusting.
That's a
Why-
good.
why you
That's a
wanna-
good question.
Isn't
That's a very good question.
isn't the
Xeno.
stigmatization isn't the stigmatization just pretty much
Isn't that supposed to
normalizing
be
it?
seen as a good thing? Isn't that like the whole thing where they're like, we gotta destigmatize being gay and trans and stuff? Isn't that supposed to be seen as a positive thing? Why do you want them to be?
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I
See,
think it's psychic damage.
But when I heard that shit, my brain immediately goes to like the gay rights movement we've seen in our lifetime, the way it has evolved into what it has. And Brian, if for some reason you watch this, because you probably will, because you're looking for people to people to actually pay attention to you. Well, I'll let you know. I'm paying attention to you, Brian.
Mic up.
And if you want an actual discussion, I'd be willing to have a discussion with you.
You can mic up.
Come on, stream.
I can be a reasonable dude. I'm having a hard time saying it.
We can be nice.
Not me though. Not me though. Oh, thank you, buddy.
I can.
That's on site.
Okay, calm down. I can put it down for a minute. But okay, so looking at how that gay pride has like evolved over the years, we used to have like, you know, what does it matter what goes on in a person's bedroom? You know, that's fine. You know, that's just whatever. You know, it's like, you know, 2 consenting adults. That's fine. That's whatever. And if you look at where we got now, we got drag queen story hour with freaking convicted freaking convicted pedophiles. We got
the Doritos fucking sex offender dude.
It's like,
from Germany or wherever it was.
You have gays having sex in the pride festivals.
Yeah, we have all this stuff that we've been told to tolerate. Now, this isn't supposed to get political, but this all started from the simple idea of destigmatizing something, and maybe it has been co-opted by bad actors. And looking at some of the people who have, like, you know, spoken out against some of the things that have gone on here recently, in our recent history, you can definitely see that it would appear that bad actors have infiltrated or have decided to make the rainbow flag their freaking war banner, and they keep changing it every other fucking year, and it to be more inclusive. And that's a problem that comes in with all communities. When you're welcoming everybody, you're gonna pick up a lot of garbage along the way.
Yeah, it's like the furry fandom, how they just accepted everyone, and now the furry fandom's overrun by zoos.
Yeah,
and zoo sadists and fucking pedos and
zoo
shit.
sadists, freaking money launderers, sex offenders,
the necro zoos,
like
necro zoo sadists.
And the thing is, you don't know about it until after someone like deep dives into that shit, and then
finds out.
And some of the people who, like, you know, find all this shit and put it out there, sometimes they get hate because that's not true.
No, that's not everyone. I know you're showing me like 10,000 people who are doing it and the whole community doing it, but that don't mean nothing.
For a much better stream, roll them dice, daddy. Homosexuality is a common side effect of pedophilia. That's a take I'm not entirely sure of. But there's a video. There's a video floating around that'll go into more depth of that. But we're not here to talk about that video yet.
We're talking about
let's just say, for some people, being gay definitely wasn't a choice, and my heart goes out to them for the things that they've endured.
Imagine not liking Teddy. It's gonna be me.
Let's continue our headache.
Depraved behavior and destigmatizing not so bad behavior. You're not normalizing behavior that normal people are.
So someone pulling their meat to the image of a child is in Bryan Mullins' eyes is not that bad. Okay,
It's
Brian.
not that bad. No
Yeah,
one's
guys.
getting hurt. No one's
It's
getting hurt.
okay, guys. The only one getting hurt is
You
that
know.
kid.
You know, they had to get hurt to take these photos, Brian. No kid can consent. They had to get hurt to take these videos, Brian.
Oh, he'd probably make it with that. He'd probably make an argument, and it's like, no, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as when you have a child actor or a child actress. And then I'm hearing that. Then I'm remembering in recent memory Dan Schneider.
Oh wait.
Good old Dan Holler Taylor. She's a fire Schneider.
God bless America.
Dan, the man with the plan Snyder.
Jewish law firm and an all-black Mercedes.
I
Are
fucking
up
dropped my water
against or
bottle.
wouldn't do. You're only destigmatizing mental illness and the degeneracy that results from it by addressing the actual issues.
Ho. You're destigmatizing
He called it mental illness.
mental illness
Stigmatized
and
nuts.
the degeneracy that comes from it. So you're destigmatizing the idea these people are sick in the head and the depraved acts they do.
He knows it's wrong. He knows it's wrong.
This
is a failure
of course he knows that freaking being a
I
child
know
predator is
I'm
wrong.
wrong.
He knows that. He knows that. But
I
the point still
know,
stands.
right.
He is in love with his freaking take that what you need to do to fix it is to let him whack off to it.
I like that Bryan
Proposing
Mullins
that
really
these sickos
mindless.
should get all the help they could get. When you destigmatize behavior like a pedo wanking to the preferred porn of choice,
So
you don't say
angry.
that it's normal for anyone to do it because other kinds of porn exist. Yet you don't see anywhere near the stigma that this kind of porn that pedos jerk off to gets. You say that regardless of all the degenerate and disgusting filth they jerk off to, they're more likely to feel comfortable enough to seek help just to stop doing what they do and stop.
How many people do you know of that actually went out and sought help for any of this? Now, given there are probably those that exist, but I don't have the hard numbers in front of me, but something tells me the number of people who are, I'm going to call them afflicted with this situation, probably don't care too much about the lengths they would go for all this. And this sort of line of thinking is where you get people trying to say it's okay to be a minor attracted person as long as you don't act on it. And I'm going to go in and tell you, no, it's not okay. And you should know that it's not okay. And if you should seek help, you seek help. But I wouldn't be advocating. Because some people are in love with their depravity, and they'll advocate for their depravity just so they're not ostracized. If you can't win the game, you change the rules, basically.
Here's the thing about like fucking pedophiles getting help. That doesn't fucking happen. And if it did, it doesn't happen any fucking more. Because we live in a fucking age where... I'll slap you. We live in a fucking age where people enable each other. We have fucking people saying, no, it's not pedophilia. It's MAP or some bullshit like that. Like people put these ideas in people's heads, right? They fucking seek. They I guess in a way prey on people's vulnerability in order to bring them to what they want. You know, I'm not saying that fucking pedophile who's trying not to be a pedophile is a victim. I'm just saying he's just being enabled. And that's what happens a lot now. So I don't believe a fucking pedophile ever gets help. And if they did, I would have fucking heard about it by now.
Do you know, I only have one example for such a thing, and it's a work of fiction. Sergeant Hatred from Venture Bros is a admitted pedophile who actually sought help, And that is the only example I have, and he's a fictitious character.
What does that say?
Only people who would ever get any kind of help like this are those people who have the obsessive thoughts, and not like the pedophiles, but like the people who's got like the OCD and that like you're not, don't think about that, and they're constantly thinking about it because they're trying to tell themselves not to think about it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Popsicle
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But his solution is to anyone who is struggling. Okay, let's do devil's advocate for a minute, and let's try to put ourselves in maybe attempt to have some sort of sympathy or empathy for the devil. The situation. Imagine there's a person who is struggling with like thoughts they don't want to have or whatever. They're mentally ill. Something bad happened to them, and now they're stuck with this, and they don't want to hurt anyone, but they got like the devil on their shoulder or whatever. Okay, Bryan Mullins' solution to that is to put temptation in front of them to either defeat the demon to the point to where they get desensitized from it and then seek help. Or
that's literally some shit the devil would do.
If that's not what his intentions were, and his intentions were like people who are like over the edge. If they're over the edge and they're wanting to do something and they're in love with it, he hopes that putting it in front of them, giving them legal access to it, will sate their hunger enough to where they get sick of it. Do you think that's like he is under the impression that's where it stops, instead of it taking the next step to being a physical problem and someone getting hurt? Why would you want to take the chance for more people to get hurt, for more children to get hurt, just for the chance to maybe get one person to stop, or to try to sate the hunger of a degenerate like this?
I mean, even if... Okay, let's say his plan does fucking work. What about all those fucking kids that got hurt in the process? What about billions and billions of kids that get fucking hurt making those types of fucking videos? What about the fucking kids that are gonna have to live with that shit for the rest of their life, and then they're gonna grow up to do the same shit?
And you can't.
What? Are you just gonna give them more of that shit?
Cycle of abuse.
Like you can't say that this wouldn't happen under this idealistic situation. How you doing, Soltel? This wouldn't happen in an idyllic situation. The idyllic situation will be hijacked immediately by bad faith actors, the same way anything else has, and you will see so many parts of society trying to be conditioned into a new way of thinking to make things a little more acceptable at a time, a little bit by a little bit by a little bit, and that's how you end up having kids in drag.
Map lives matter is what they're going to be saying.
Get the gay marriage legalization and its consequences have been a disaster for the West.
But overall, this isn't like what I just said was kind of a waste of like breath, because Bryan Mullins' main focus isn't into the individual and the individual accounts that occur. His goals are a little more loftier than that. He wants to target, the Epstein Islanders and whatnot. He's like, you can't compare apples to apples. Bullshit. And I was like, okay, no, it's all the problem and the solution, and there is no solution to either one of these problems that involves A, putting a kid in front of a camera to appease some sort of sicko, or B, freaking putting someone at risk of being a problem to that degree, putting that freaking temptation in front of them. None of that is going to work.
thinking about coming near children and improve if you let them, and stop scaring them into hiding. Because unless if they've done any sexual crime against a minor or even kid, they don't need to face the wall. Because at that point, the wall is completely and morally inconsistent. Stigmatizing mental health is not based and has never been based. Behaviors shouldn't be the thing that people use to determine what...
Okay, here's another take, the freaking devil's advocate. Okay? You wouldn't be stigmatized and facing the wall, metaphorically, if people didn't vent about their, like, personal struggles and demons on a fucking global scale. Like, if for some reason a person who is struggling with this, if you do not want to be ostracized and you want to seek help, well, that's what things like, you know, like, the freaking medical acts that keep your freaking affairs with your medical professionals, whether it be your mental health professionals or surgeons, you know, all the HIPAA stuff. All of that is kept confidential between you and the practicing professional. Like, that is where that should stay. The problem will come and you can freaking, you know, cry about all you want, is when you go on there and you go online or you go onto a freaking stage and you say, I should not feel like I am less of a human just because I want to look at things that some people may find inappropriate. It is a moral indignation to treat me subhuman.
So I was watching anime, but you don't see me crying about it.
Hey, fuck. The word base should never come out of Brian's mouth. That's based.
The only thing base is the baseball bat going to his mouth.
Oh, God.
I hate him.
Whether the fuck or not, someone should seek help to normalize the behaviors that normal people would accept after getting...
So what now?
I said, no, the only thing based about him is the kids in his basement.
How many Brian the wiry black?
Fuck. That killed me.
We gotta send
Said
them
help.
black kids
Let's
and
be
Bryan
fucking
Mullins
real.
The Fox's
Child
basement.
predators, much like any other type of sexual predator, did not just come out of nowhere. That's a myth. They came from somewhere, in some broken home, where they're never taught any proper amount of sexual education.
I'll tell you where they come from. They come from people who will freaking abuse children in an endless cycle of freaking abuse. You want to talk about that? You know, you fucking...
And porn addicts.
The evil that is put out into the world, the evil you put out into the world, you know, festers in places you can't see.
Why can't people just be pervs and call it a day? Why they gotta be this way?
Can't people just be normal?
Because once you go to once you go into the once you start walking down a hallway that's really fucking narrow, it's hard to turn around, and backing up could be difficult as well because you don't know exactly which, you know, you don't know where you're looking. Depending on how you went in there. So
are you talking about the hallway or the back door of Harvey's asshole?
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
Okay, so I fucking walked right into that one.
I was gonna make a joke about fucking Brian being fat, but whatever.
Oh, god damn. Yeah, okay, so if you're fat like Bryan Mullins The Fox, or like Nick Avocado, or literally anybody who is like freaking body weight that exceeds 250 pounds.
God damn, why you gotta call me out?
Walking in narrow hallways or walking through a narrow hallway, you run the risk of getting stuck, and sometimes it's really difficult to turn around and go back the way you came. That was a really bad fucking simile.
It's appropriate enough, including the dangers of manufacturing consent, sexually transmitted diseases, and even the real problem that even predators aren't aware of. It's not that they're
the problems that predators aren't aware of.
besides the obvious.
Okay, he was just talking about the point of educating children so that they wouldn't become predators. But then he says there are other problems that predators aren't aware of. Okay, let's continue a little bit more.
Like, what?
We're three
Not the
minutes into
kids?
this.
Desires brought them there. It's
blow my
child
brains
sex
off.
trafficking rings that are allowed to exist by default, but that's irrelevant as to their behaviors outside of those very rings to begin with.
Okay, so he brings up the child trafficking rings in like he brought it up in something that doesn't have any bearing to his argument at all. Like, it's in the same ballpark, but like once again I point out like earlier that it was more on the lines of the individual versus a epidemic problem.
Yeah.
Behaviorism in this context is where parents condition and placate their children by putting them into a hug box where they can't even know how they even came to be up until they hit their teenage years.
yes.
And that's when they hit puberty, at
Being
13 to
loved-
14 years
is it
old,
projected?
which is the exact age that groomers and sexual predators tend to go after for their own pleasure and monetary benefit. I've met
I think it's just projected.
Whoa.
I feel like I need to go back and hear that again.
Smash?
I need to go back and hear that again.
Oh, okay.
consent to sexually transmitted diseases, and even the real problem that even predators aren't aware of. It's not that their desires brought them there. It's
not that their desires brought them there. So what you're saying is, so what are you saying with that is that it's not the desires of the pedophile to do disgusting shit that got him into the situation that he's in, because it's the problem with people and how they look towards what they do. Okay, so in that line of thinking, that makes no sense whatsoever. But that's besides the point. It makes no sense. And he said it in such a way that makes it really hard to like firmly grasp it, because your mind is doing a double think. It's trying to prove a lie. It's trying to prove a blatant lie and make it reality, so that you can just deconstruct it. It's like it's like learning how a Rubik's Cube is put together and the plastic is made out of, so you can solve it. Knowing this won't help you rotate the pieces any better.
Yeah, what you pull off the stickers.
Fox Azure is drunk and he's in my chat.
Or take the pieces apart and then put them together. That's what I did once.
I mean that could work, but at the same time, did you learn what kind of plastic is made out of in order to do that, or you just take it apart?
No, I just took it
I think
apart.
Bryan Mullins The Fox is completely forgetting the actual problem on purpose. And I'm starting to think this guy actually thinks about kids a lot, way too much.
Well,
yeah.
With a game like the roast game, I think he's over concerned with the anatomy of children. But
I mean, they eat little boys.
Shit.
sex trafficking rings that are allowed to exist by default, but that's
sex trafficking rings that are allowed to exist by default. Now, in conjunction with that, he is saying that because child pornography and child trafficking or sex trafficking is illegal, they're allowed to exist.
So I would making them legal lead, because prostitution's illegal, but I think I've seen like 5 or 3 hookers down where I live.
So he's
what's
concerned with
he trying to say?
behavioralism when he needs to be looking at criminality. Ergo, criminals and people who do bad things don't exactly give 2 flying taper-headed shits about what the lawman says. They'll do what they want when they want, and damn the consequences and who they hurt to do it. There's entire boxes of concrete full of people who thought they could get away with doing whatever they wanted to whoever they wanted.
I think it's called, like, what was it, the correctional facility, the bed, what is that called again? I don't know, prison.
Now that's a whole topic that can be for a whole different slew of reasons. It's about how to fix the correctional facility. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this: three nobodies streaming at 10:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time are not going to actually assemble a plan that will actually have any bearing on fixing any of these issues.
Okay, here's what we do, guys. Here's what we do, guys. We free everyone to prison, and it becomes a Mad Max world, and see what fucking happens.
No, they already did that during COVID. And now Walmart has to leave, Vapor.
What about? I don't give a fuck about Walmart.
Walmart has to leave.
What about Walmart?
It has to go away.
What about Walmart?
Target has to go. Walmart has to go.
What the fuck is a Target?
You don't know what a Target? A Target is a place that gets robbed by a disproportionate amount of individuals depicting a certain demographic that may or may not commit an unproportional amount of crimes in conjunction with the other demographics in their surrounding areas.
Rest in peace, George Floyd.
That is how you say something really intelligently and saying exactly what you're meaning without saying exactly what you mean.
He did kill Tupac. Okay, let's keep going.
Hang on a hot second, because people are blowing up my Discord and it's kind of annoying. I'll let this play.
Blowing up your anus.
Irrelevant as to their behaviors outside of those very rings to begin with. Behaviorism in this context is where parents condition and placate their children by putting them into a hug box where they can't even know how they even came to be up until they hit their teenage years. And that's when they hit puberty, at 13 to 14.
So
I don't know.
Okay, so for anyone who didn't want to sit through the amount of time it took for Bryan Mullins to freaking make his first long form rant about legalizing CP, one of the things he advocated for was sexual education being taught to younger individuals somewhere around the ages of 6 and 8 before they even get on the grasp of being a teenager. Now, he is under the impression that if you teach people early on that they won't be as troubled as they are later on in life. Now, that's going to be a false equivalence situation, because you'll never find a more troubled group of individuals and humans on this planet that believe they know everything and don't know anything at the same time as teenagers. So any rational thought you had at certain points out the fucking window, and you won't know exactly where you stand till you hit your late 20s and 30s.
Pretty much.
Gallagher's in chat. Hello, Gallagher.
The thing about
Bryan Mullins is an AI. I fucking
I
wish.
feel like that, man.
I
hope
wish.
so. The thing about sex ed and teaching kids, I think that for my school, they were trying to teach us that stuff for 5th grade, but you needed parents' permission. Like, they give you a slip and you sign it or not. And as for, fucking, where babies come from, I've always known where a fucking baby came from when I was a kid. Okay, like first it was my mom and my dad said, "Oh, we bought you from a store," and then I got like a older, and then I went to Mexico, saw fucking saw fucking animals, and then I'm asking my parents where they get the animals, and they told me, okay, so the animal just gives birth. And then, you put two and two together, and you're like, oh, so I came out the same way. Not fucking stupid. Bryan Mullins sure fucking is if he doesn't know what fucking babies come from as a fucking teenager. Because I really think this guy's projecting. I almost said the N word.
I'm not a
Yeah, please don't do that here.
Sorry, I'm getting really ghetto. I'm about to bust a nut.
Yeah, I completely forgot where we were going with this entire.
Well, my point is, Bryan Mullins did not know where kids come from, so now he's getting mad at people and trying to equate that to why CP should be legal because he doesn't know where babies come from.
Well, I think he's equating like that sex ed should encompass stranger danger and the threats that predators pose to them. Yes, Fox, I turned on streamer mode. I don't know if it actually worked or not, but I had my hotkey set up. If you hit me one more time, if you tag me one more time, and I don't hear anything, then it worked. But yeah, I think trying to play devil's advocate because I'm trying to make sense of something that makes no fucking sense. I think he wants sexual education to encompass several other things that have nothing to do with it, but are a consequence of the world we live in, being stranger danger, as well as like relationship and noticing signs of like things like grooming and other manipulative like things, and to where that's understandably like not the worst idea. I don't think you should lump all those things together in that sense, and that some of these things need to be their own separate things. So I think
with stranger danger, I learned that shit separate.
I mean,
I think I learned that in similar class, same class maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just
kid, like when I was coming up, we learned about stranger danger and all that bullshit. You know, look both ways across the street. Don't fucking take candy from a mysterious van. You know, don't put yourself in a situation that you can get taken, and all this crap. You know, that sort of stuff is pretty much beaten to your head if you have a decent parent or at least one teacher that exists that actually, or one mentor that exists that actually thinks about other people's well-being, that actually in it for that right reasons. But at the same time, Bryan Mullins would also have people believe that an entire like generation's worth of children can be consumed in one night, and everybody just looked the other way. So why in the world would having any of these in place actually do anything, if that be the logic?
You wanted to blow someone's brains out.
You said it like you were like, oh god. Anyways.
Say that outside the pillow.
Don't say it outside the pillow. I heard what he said, and he's playing with his fire. He's playing with his firearm. Oh god.
18 years old, which is the exact age that groomers and sexual predators tend to go after for their own pleasure.
What?
Which is I call my cock.
Put it down. Put it down.
Never catch me dugging. Okay, let's keep going.
Put it down.
And monetary benefit. I've mentioned this aspect of it in my long-form commentary video called The Truth About Child Predators and How...
Okay. Now, if anyone notices how long the video title is for this stream, if I continue having to cover, or if I continue choosing to cover shit that Bryan Mullins does, I'm going to continue to make my titles just as long as his, because one, it's unintentional for him. It's unintentionally funny. Like for him doing it, it's like it's absurdist comedy, like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where you have a poem that's labeled fuck. That's called Ode to Green Lump of Putty that I found in my armpit one midsummer's morning.
What the hell's fast?
I don't know, my freaking
Bryan Mullins got molested, and now he's making it everyone's problem.
probably.
Because that's how they all fucking are now.
I mean,
It's never like they do something good with their lives. It's always, I am a victim.
like I don't know, and the way he divulges information, like in Gilded's last stream about his hands going through a phase of mold infestation, I don't know exactly how you go through a phase of being infested with like parasites, but the way he divulges like too much information, I think we would
No, by now, probably.
did
Well,
I
maybe.
just have a stroke? What are you talking about, Spaz? We're on a slowdown, so I don't know exactly what you're referring to. But yeah, the way he divulges information, I think if he was, we would have already heard it. Or he probably wouldn't have shut the hell up about it. It would be literally justification for literally every breathing moment would be to remind everyone of that.
Yeah, but like
then
he
he would
could do
start
all the
wearing
reels,
wearing a wig and call himself Brenda. So
so that's probably the better ending because that's guaranteed him killing himself and doing the job for us.
Jesus Christ.
How to actually get rid of them that
Look,
premiered
I
on April
just don't
9th,
care anymore, Spaz. I'm
2024.
fucking 26.
So the truth
I almost
is,
died
these
that
pedo
one time.
rings
I
and
don't
Vapor,
care.
shut up.
Okay.
Yes.
child sex traffickers exist because they themselves wanted the government and parents to believe that the porn is real to justify their beyond sick and twisted actions towards these children. They wanted the government to ban child porn permanently so that people couldn't bother to tell the difference. So when they did all of this, they knew the government will let them get away with worse and charge /
I don't know, man. I think
prosecute
Bryan
anyone for
Mullins just
anything
needs to be
less than
shoved.
what they've done to children, even when they're all gone. So that getting rid of them is actually counter to the actual
Bart
problem they
Simpson.
pretend to even care about solving, which is child sex
Like
trafficking
Homework.
rings.
Okay,
From
we
the
gotta
hit
stop.
episode of
I
Family
gotta
Guy,
stop with that.
Sneaky
Okay.
Feed.
So, fuck. God, I had a thought, and it just kept going and 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 going. What he is trying to say, trying to translate this, and it's okay. When he talks,
Yes.
it's like anti-ASMR, like freaking how the fuck you pronounce that shit? It's like
ASMR.
It's
ASMR.
anti that. It's anti that to where you get fixated on it, but nothing, like a lot of words are being said, but nothing is being said at the same time.
It's like brain rot.
It is literal brain rot. This is the bubblegum television I was warned of as a child that would rot my brain. No, like it wasn't YouTube poops. It was this that rotted my fucking gray matter into a fine paste.
I can't see the video. I'm blind. It's too blurry.
Nah. So he is under the pretense that child trafficking and child porn being made illegal benefits child traffickers because it stigmatizes people who would do similar actions on a micro scale rather than on a global scale, like some trafficking things occur. To where I don't think that was the trafficker's intention. Once again, criminality is a thing. To where bad people will do bad things because that's how the world works and that's how humanity is.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
That's how the cookie crumbles. It's not that people are being
just the
let
way
to
it
get
is.
away with this, and I think he's equating to the traffickers wanting these people to be put away because it moves in on their territory, so to speak, which at the same time, that is like saying that Chips Ahoy is directly competing with your grandma's fresh baked cookies. They're both cookies,
I think Bryan Mullins.
but they're incredibly different.
I think Bryan Mullins just thinks his state is all there is. I mean, he knows there's other places around him, but he doesn't really grasp how vast everything is. So he just thinks so small with concepts he knows, you know.
I don't know. I'm literally trying to make sense of a madman who's like literally waxing poetic about his own shit.
Well, that's what I'm getting. I feel like he just can't grasp big ideas. I think he can only understand what he can see and just vague ideas of what he can't see.
I have no idea. Once again, Brian, if for some unknown reason you want to talk like a rational human being without like going off the rails,
And getting angry.
I'm realizing the futility of my words right now, and I want another shot. I'll be right. I want another shot.
Shot.
Guys, don't forget to stream your screen.
Is it not?
Yeah. No, we can't see anything.
Well, how long has that been?
Oh, I mean, not that
The
long.
whole rant.
Faggot.
Yeah, the whole part of the video that you're talking about right now. There we go.
Bryan Mullins here.
He just went over a portion of his old video where he was advocating for the legalization of child pornography.
Yes, he is the whole time. Yeah.
Video rings and not child porn. That's
Now,
fiction. It's a competition.
Okay. Pause.
Now, what's the part where he blows his brains
Shut up.
Camera's on the whole time.
Okay.
The point I also want to talk about is when he says that porn isn't real.
What the fuck does that mean?
I've heard people make that argument, and I never understood it.
Okay.
I get the argument. What the fuck does Bryan mean by that?
Brian, meaning that porn isn't real. So the argument of the child traffickers wanting these laws that prohibit child pornography. I swear to God that this stream is probably going to get like axed. I probably should have been recording it the entire time just from saying that, but I don't care. I'm going to say it as it is. They wanted the freaking his idea is that the traffickers wanted these things to be illegal so they could corner the market on it, or they wanted the masses to believe that child porn is like not real porn, like he believes that the like real porn isn't real. Real porn is real because there's a. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you my freaking hardcore answer for why porn is real. Because it has a budget.
Yep.
because there's logistics
like
involved.
a
There's
CGI.
people being paid. There's 401ks being
There's a storyline.
There's people writing half-ass storylines for bullcrap. There's people literally putting their bodies on the line for an industry that is built out of like depraved shit to certain varying degrees. There's an entire industry that has its own independent scandals that depict sexual acts performed by people of consenting age that is produced for the consumption of individuals who find it beneficial or self-gratifying to view these things. Ergo, it's real. It's not okay. It's real fucking. It's like for layman's terms. It's real fucking. But
Yeah, there's real
that's not
penetration.
love.
Fake.
Like the only way you could say that it's like it's fake is that the over the top everything that goes along with that, and the argument of it being fake when people like you can tell your people tell their kids about it, it's like like that is not how it is really. Or whatever, and it's like there's a lot of things about that you don't fully understand, and there's a really hard disconnect there to actually have those talks of communication, and maybe that's what Brian's trying to say, but he lacks the ability to say it.
That's too much crap for him.
But at the same time, this is just me playing devil's advocate for someone who wants these laws to be abolished. That I cannot, I can't get behind that. I can't get behind this like that depravity, and I'm just trying to make sense of broken logic.
Bryan Mullins is the type of guy who would try to justify his crime to the cellmate while he's getting shanked, and then says, "I know I'm right. Oh fuck! Stop stabbing me! I know I'm right."
Who can beat who to the pancake batter?
Behaviorism may not be the sole cause
could
of
beat
all
who to the
this going on, but it's one of the most prevalent problems that
Oh, we're Serious Sam, guys. We're Serious Sam. He switched to the Angie face. The cartoon fox that is built like a shit brick house. This guy has Angie face on. He's serious.
When's he gonna cross his arms?
Are you kidding me? Never.
bind the lack of proper sex education at an age earlier than 13 years old and older, men grooming them for sexual pleasure, all the while taking pictures of them naked whilst being raped against their will, and somehow that's touted as porn when it's not. It's either CSAM or CR material, or even, at worst, both, which is exactly what these child sex traffickers.
You can put different labels on it all you want. The actual thing that you will be, the actual thing, if you were found in possession of that, would be possession of child pornography or lewd acts depicting a minor. Depending however it is, that is what it's going to say on that individual's arrest record. And legalizing the creation and the propagation of would only change that it wouldn't be criminalized to have such things. It wouldn't change the fact that it's porn and it's disgusting.
Raped.
It's deprived, and it hurts my feelings to know that we live in a world where that's a thing. But that's been like, these things have been a reality since before humans stood upright.
The dawn of man.
That's a black pill.
This is depressing. Keep playing the radio.
trafficking ringleaders want you to believe is porn to keep the parents and kids placated into complying to the government that keeps inadvertently supporting them, only for the government to
Okay, how in the world is making shit illegal and putting people behind bars that are found guilty of sex trafficking, owning child pornography, or doing indecent liberties with a minor? How is that the system placating to any of this? How is crime and punishment of these acts placating to this? Are you trying to say living in a society full of law and order, crime and punishment, and corrections, living in a world like that has made people soft to where they won't do the hard decisions? But you can't say that. You can't say that, Brian, because in your previous video you had stated that giving pedophiles the bullet was not the answer. So you would say that the system's in place in order to protect people, even the people who do these heinous things, because if you were to shoot someone who is like this and not like us, if you were to shoot them or harm them, you yourself would also find yourself going to prison for whatever crime that you are, judged with. The system exists in order to hold people to a higher standard by a set of beliefs that we all have agreed that are moral and just. And it just so happens everybody said that fucking kids, trafficking kids, having lewd images of kids is not okay. And to say that living in that society has made us weak, and that educating people on this stuff, if we decriminalize it, that would solve the problem. No, that would lead to a world where the only option and rapport would be to do something extreme in order to stop them. And then you would have more innocent people who didn't want this degeneracy to propagate or their children hurt going to jail. That would be the consequences of these actions.
Do you think Bryan Mullins, does he want the predators to go to jail, or does he not want them to go to jail? This motherfucker does not make up his fucking mind.
No, he's trying really hard to be correct and to justify it so people will see that he is, quote, correct. The only problem is he's not correct, because his immediate solution opens up the whole host of problems that will happen down the line, because he's thinking in the immediate and not further down the line of saying, oh yeah, well, if this one good thing happens, then the shadow of bullshit would happen because as a result of doesn't matter. It's the same freaking logic that the freaking communists had when it came time to freaking kill the farmers and try to redistribute land and resources and whatnot. You kill the people who actually know how to do a damn thing, and you give it to people who don't know how to do anything, and because you wanted the immediate gratification of doing what you perceive to be the correct thing, not knowing the ramifications of doing so are right there behind you. Similarly, how in recent history Africans have pushed out farmers in lieu of distributing land back to people who it doesn't belong to, in order to add some sort of sense of power and belonging to other people. And now as a result of that, you see people starving to death in Africa, unironically, again.
Pretty much.
You can't make a decision that has these overarching things, and ultimately I thank God that we are in the positions that we are in, and the three of us aren't lawmakers, and Bryan Mullins is not a senator. Oh, praise Jesus.
Man, there's a universe where I am the senator. The guy Jen, the executioner.
I thank God every day. I will pray that I don't live in that environment. That's the white pill for today. We're not in a world where Bryan Mullins has any power. That's the silver lining in this.
Well, yeah, of course he doesn't have power. He's too busy jerking his power off to all that cup porn he probably has.
I don't know, and I pray that is not the case, because I would really hate to dislike him even more so than I already do. In that way.
I mean, come on, at this point, this motherfucker probably has done it all at this point.
BBL, Brian!
BBL, Brian!
He's not like us.
He is not
Conveniently
like
go after them in return. All the while, there are kids and parents still trapped in that hug box the parents themselves created. Why the fuck do parents want to rather give groomers, sex predators, and even child sex trafficking rings exactly what they want by doing that? Isn't being scarred in the sense where you learn before you become an example a part of growing up before they hit their teenage years? Because they were never allowed to get help before they hurt the life of a kid themselves. It isn't always the case that these creeps groom and diddle kids because they were groomed and diddled at a young age. Because it's not that simple at all. Most of the time, it isn't the case. It's just that sometimes it is. Because even the most anal, mentally and sexually retarded children do grow up into the conditioning that parents provided them, only for them to become sexual predators. Parents should never be put up on a
Self-reporting?
Sexually retarded.
Self-reporting?
Did he just self-report on himself? He just said.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back a few seconds.
Not that simple at all. Most of the time, it isn't the case. It's just that sometimes it is. Because even the most anal, mentally and sexually retarded children do grow up into the conditioning that parents provided them, only for them to become sexual predators. Parents should never be put up on a high pedestal for any God-given reason. Even
Do you think he has a good relationship with his parents?
No,
I think
isn't
he's
his parents
fatherless.
Christians. No, he has a father. I just think he doesn't like his dad because he's a Christian.
Fatherless behavior.
I mean, remember I was telling you this motherfucker is projecting? I think this entire thing was just him projecting because his father beat him that one time, and now he's like this forever because his father didn't kept doing it. Because, I'm gonna be honest with you, it just sounds like this guy found the wrong places because he didn't want to talk to his parents.
There's no
And I
telling.
like this.
There's no telling, and I do not want to assume too much.
I'm assuming everything. This guy sucks.
But from what I do know about him, from what I do know about Bryan Mullins the Fox, is that he can't be trusted with his own money. So okay, something Jordan Peterson, something. If you can't bring peace to your family, how dare you try to run a city? Something. Clean your penis, bucko.
Something.
Let's continue. We are on the home stretch. 4 minutes left.
Even if it means safeguarding you from yourself, because the parents are too fucked enough to just do their goddamn job and teach them ahead of time. Oh, but it's just too hard, man. You never know what children will learn and what children will say. Fuck all that. Just teach them at an earlier age so that when they hit puberty, they can have the ability to not just say no, but also fire and fight back for their innocence.
Okay, so this is like schizo rambling aside. That is like the only, like just out of context. If you clip that little bit out of all of this, and you could take that because that could be used for literally anything for a force of good, right?
However, given the context of everything around it, it doesn't sound very good.
from what he is saying here is that it is your responsibility as a parent to tell the child about the dangers of the world. And if you just had it, if you just said that, and not all this shit about freaking legalizing CP to decriminalize these terrible acts, then you might have a better point. But instead,
it kind of sounds like
Legalize nuclear bombs.
no, I'm better. I'm betting money he doesn't have a father figure. He has a daddy, but he doesn't have a father figure. I don't think so. God.
it sounds like Brian is blaming parents for not teaching their kid to not get the pedophiles in trouble. That's what he sounds like to me.
Maybe.
How dare you let those kids get that point and pedophile in
Okay,
trouble?
Let us get through the whole point.
Yeah, okay. So one last little thing, and then we'll keep going. So I have this weird feeling that Brian has spent so much time on the internet observing the art CC, and has come across so many stories of people being like groomed and preyed upon by like larger creators and whatnot, that he has come to the conclusion that because all of these creative individuals had parents that failed them, and they've become terrible people, hopeless peaches. I can't even fake a cough with that. That is like a more socialized norm, and so it just tells me that he probably hasn't spoken to a room full of actual people who have managed to overcome actual hardships without having the vent all over the internet about it.
Bryan Mullins does not talk to girls or people because he has fungus hands.
Probably. Peter.
All the while knowing the danger of manufacturing consent instead of keeping them placated and...
Okay, so when he says manufacturing consent, he's talking about grooming. I don't know why in the world he had to come up with a whole other term for this. I don't understand why he had to come up with a whole other term for something that he could just have said in one word.
What the fuck is manufacturing consent even mean?
Manufacturing
It sounds like
consent is the best way I can actually say it. When you manufacture something, you're creating something, or maybe in like a facsimile of a thing. So, breaking it down from the keywords that we have available to us, I'm going to go ahead and assume that he meant to say grooming. I don't know why he didn't just say that.
That just sounds like a bunch of factories printing papers that says consent on it, and you have to sign on it.
Manufacturing consent, or coaxing a desired freaking outcome with an individual.
And having them grow up in a hug box until they leave the fucking nest. What is the fucking point in teaching them when they hit puberty not to manufacture consent?
So wait, he's talking about children manufacturing consent.
What?
Children grooming each other?
Oh, I'm so confused.
My fucking brain just...
Bryan Mullins not review what he says and just throws it up online.
I don't know, probably about the same as you keep like rolling around in your bed and you talk through your pillow.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not rolling around my bed.
You sound like you are.
Did someone break into your house and like handcuff your hands behind your back, and you're like wheeling around like a worm trying to like get out the door to get assistance, but you were a dedicated friend, and you said I had to be on call for this stream?
Yes. So what? You got a problem with her?
No, I actually that brings a little tear to my eye. I want to take another shot, but I'm not going to because I'm already like 3 in and I'm feeling fine, and I don't need to feel any worse.
I want to drink my own piss.
Okay.
Themselves when it comes to
That's it, that's
relationships
not joke.
that naturally grow sexual later into adulthood, when parents indirectly manufacture consent when it comes to giving groomers and predators what they want anyway.
When parents manufacture consent to give groomers what they want.
When?
If
When has that happened?
Okay, so the only way I can actually make that work would be the inability to educate your individual child on the dangers of a thing would lead them to being easily preyed upon. But that's not manufacturing consent. There's nothing about that screams manufacturing consent. That just sounds like if you were looking for a term to use, it would be negligence, not manufacturing consent, because the parents aren't even hinting at the idea of consenting to this. It's more in the lines of they fucking I don't know. Partially,
They just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, they either A, didn't pay attention, or B, they're just like, you know, I've seen in real life parents try their very best to give their child a decent head start or to put them on the right path, and that it just didn't work. And the bad things ensued with the child, and unfortunately, about the time they realized that it was a problem, it was already too late to do anything about it, and it didn't end well. Like it usually doesn't end well, but you can have everything you need to make it, and ultimately, it comes down to individual choice. What you choose, the steps you choose to take, will dictate your future.
Parents, look at what you're doing to your kids and consider that predators come out of people like you having grown up while the creeps themselves...
What?
The creeps grew up? What?
Consider that predators come out of people like you having... Anyway, parents, look at what you're doing to your kids and consider that predators come out of people like you want anyway. Parents, look at what you're doing to your kids and consider that predators come out of people like you want anyway. Parents, look at what you're doing to your kids and consider that predators come out of people like you having grown up while the creeps themselves yearn for a time when they would have been taught not to do these things when they were young. So
if you listen to it, the point where I stopped it, he is making a plea for sympathy for the pedophiles?
You mean like he hasn't already?
Boo.
Let's listen to one more time.
what they want anyway. Parents, look at what you're doing to your kids and consider that predators come out of people like you having grown up while the creeps themselves yearn for a time when they would have been taught not to do these things when they were young, so that these groomers and predators desperately yearn to go after and be the child that they themselves wanted to be, with parents that prevent them from not being that very predator looking for them when they were that age.
Every predator is not Michael Jackson, my guy. What the fuck are you on?
I'm just gonna keep going.
Fucking
Not
Just
only
think-
is preventing these kids from not becoming the very predators you depend on law enforcement and the government to get rid of is not only one of the most selfish things a parent can do, but it's instilling an image that they need to be desperate for first-hand experience away from their parents because they failed you deeply, because they couldn't figure out why you're such a damsel in hormonal distress.
Why does it care so much about those teenagers' hormones?
Because he is trying to say, like, going back to the other argument he had in the other freaking long form thing, that if children aren't properly taught about sexual education, that they will go to predators and groomers in order to get a sexual interaction, opposed to doing like every other fucking teenager does during high school, and I don't know, talking
Fuck
to your
people
peers.
their age?
Yeah, like.
Does he not understand that hormonal, as he always fucking says, teenagers at that fucking age, fuck, right? Like, they do that stuff. Because that's how they fucking are. Does he not, is that foreign to him? Does he not know what a sex is? Does he just think that's what adults only do?
Well, I don't remember, like, he's talking about, like, 12-year-olds and shit like that. I don't think 12-year-olds are, like, that into the idea of screwing around.
When I think teen, I think something completely different. I think when he thinks teen, he thinks kids.
No, he is very much saying, like, when you just hit puberty, on average between 12 to 13, when you begin the cusp of being, like, you know, starting to develop into anything, is what he is equating to being a teenager and to being hormonal and shit like that. And all I'm thinking to myself is, no. Your main thing you'll see is around maybe 16, 17 is when things actually start to, like, developing into an idea of, like, that. And majority of your exploration will happens, like, either go, like, you know, late high school, like, well maybe late high school going into after high school is when you'll do most of your, like, experimentation, going up until you hit your, like, mid-20s. And if you're still doing doing shit around your 30, it's like, maybe you didn't figure it out. I don't know.
It's just like, okay, when I was in middle school, it was really fucked up, okay? What I was doing, I was just fucking, like, coloring, right? I was just doing my little comics, right? Everyone did some weird shit. You can't really tell if they were just lying or be cool, because sometimes you just see a fucking pregnant 13-year-old and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? But that's not everyone, right? And I think Bryan Mullins thinks that's everyone.
No, that's not everyone. That's like, that's an outlier, and I can definitely say if that was between, like, okay, like, say you have a super senior or whatever we want to call them or whatever, have, like, you know, a 14-year-old freaking girlfriend or whatever, and it's there's definitely a failing at home somewhere along the lines. Somebody didn't pay attention to things properly, and maybe. But at the same time, well, what the fuck can any of us do about that? You can only control yourself and what's in your domain, and none of that is any of our domains. So, I don't think Bryan bitching and moaning about things he has no control over is actually going to solve anything.
Maybe he just got jealous and wishes
That should have been me.
Yeah. I should have been touching her.
I should have been
I know
pregnant.
I'm
Wait,
right.
what?
I think we went into completely different directions with that one.
I wish I was that pregnant 13-year-old. Me, Brianna Mullins the Fox.
The vixen.
I'm injecting soy
Brianna
into my
Mullins the
titties and
vixen.
relaxing. Brianna Woo Mullins the Fox.
It's the same fucking reductive reasoning that people use to continually justify the war on drugs.
Okay, right there.
Oh, okay, here we go again.
That was my argument that, you know, criminality and the war on drugs, because the war on drugs has like not gone great, the same way the war on terrorism has not gone great, and we're reaping the consequences of the war on terror like on a everyday freaking scale.
Thank you, Muslims.
I don't know. Going to war against a concept is kind of stupid. Going to war against the war on drugs, like the immediate solution would not be to legalize all drugs to like remove power, because then you're just gonna have more shit flowing in. The cash flow is not gonna stop. If you had government regulation, the fucking shit's not gonna stop because it's gotta come from somewhere. No, if you want to freaking crack down on drugs and whatnot and actually see, like, you know, a freaking change, you're going to need to, like, change the environment of the human beast, as well as, like, foster things to actually get people to actually want to change. Like,
Or just burn down the entirety of the East. I mean, you know.
I mean, you could. You could do fire and brimstone and just get everything you want, but I don't know.
All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray.
Everybody needs help from time to time when it comes to like shit like that. But that's neither here nor there. That's not Bryan Mullins the Fox. That's the war on drugs is a fault. Like, the war on drugs and the consequences therein are not the same equivalent to the freaking sex trafficking problems, like, to that degree. It's like, it's similar, but once again, the solution for the war on drugs isn't to legalize all the drugs and the freaking to get rid of child predation and sex trafficking. Is the solution is not to legalize fucking depravity. There's your fucking equivalents. You can't solve the shit by saying like, oh, I want murder to go away. We'll just legalize murder. Okay, that didn't fucking make it go away.
How the fuck would that make it go away?
Exactly.
Advocating that we should ban all porn permanently, no matter what.
Having said that, if you legalize every gun that can be, you know, held by anybody, I guarantee you'll probably see a decrease in gun violence.
Probably, because everyone will be strapped at that point. What are you gonna do?
The problem will resolve itself.
And the like. I use deductive reasoning, and I'm way better than them just for doing so. Even though I never...
He's way better than us for doing so, for having deductive reasoning. So we've sat here for... How long we've been sitting here for? For almost 2 damn hours, and we haven't been doing deductive reasoning whatsoever.
Never had to inappropriately lay a hand on a kid in my life. I never smoked pot. I never owned a gun on my own. I never did crack. I never did cocaine.
Yeah.
And I have certainly never been such a porn addict that it warps the perception I have on how women function as functional members of society. If kids are too young to defend themselves, be a...
Okay, so he is saying that he hasn't been so porn obsessed that he infantilized falsities about the female figure and whatnot to the degree of thinking that that you can actually get your dick inside of a womb. Okay, cool. What does that have to do with what does that have to do with your argument?
I'm telling you, I swear to God, Spaz, if this motherfucker got laid, he would stop being this way, but I think it's a little too late now.
I once again just praising God that we're in a universe where he is just a fucking schizo on the internet and not a lawmaker.
And a virgin.
Parent yourself and defend them against these people. Don't be giving...
Defend them against these people, but shooting them and ostracizing them is not an option.
The tolerant left, everyone.
Here, arm yourself with knowledge. Yes, Timmy, the knowledge of people are bad and that they might try to groom you is definitely going to help you when freaking Weird Jim decides to snatch you up in the van. Just tell him that he's wrong.
Quick scheme of things, why does Bryan Mullins set up to do? Like, who does he really think people are gonna watch this video and be like, "This man has a point. I'm so glad it's furry that it looks like he has the downs told me this."
I don't know, and I honestly don't care.
Yeah, they.
Them what the fuck they want. If it hadn't have been for these kids being put in a hug box, hidden from the real world up until where they grow up, that they see how cruel this world really is, they're...
Also, it's called being sheltered, Brian, not a hug box.
So, let me like paint a pretty picture, or not a pretty. Let me paint a picture. He's saying if kids didn't live in such a hug box, then they wouldn't be preyed upon. I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly, when you look in things like criminality. If you look into things like criminality and the sort of people, or sort of like children who get preyed upon the most, you're going to be looking for the people who have a bad home life. You're going to be looking at, like, you know, the kids that, like, don't have a good communication relationship with their parents. Their parents never home. All these things that state that there are no other sort of like individual they can rely on. These are the things that a predator will look for in order to actually prey upon a child, whether to groom them or to abduct them or to do anything of that nature. They look for the path of least resistance. So the people who are in a hug box and being sheltered from the world normally aren't the people who have a bad relationship or anything, or they don't have, like, people who live in a hug box normally have helicopter parents, or make them vegan or shit like that. And if you have parents who are that focused, if you're a child that has parents that are that focused that you are a vegan, not of your own choice, but because carbs are bad or whatever, you know, vegans believe in or whatnot, chances are you have been, and if you go along with it, you have been scared enough in your hug box that you automatically question the motives of any other human being that talks to you you're not related to. So his argument doesn't make sense. It's either you can't have it both ways. You can't have it to where it's the parents' fault for like, you know, neglecting their kids, and you can't say it's the parents' fault for freaking providing a hug box for their kids. These two things are diametrically opposed to each other. One is caring too much and the other one's not caring enough. And the parents that care too much probably aren't having their kids preyed upon on a regular basis. It's just a thought. Because they're actually too fucking nosy, or they're just the right amount of nosy to be all up in what their kids are doing. And I guarantee you that they have a freaking bug on their Discord. If they have Discord at all. So, Brian, try again.
Wouldn't have been a reason for them being forced into this hug box to begin with. It never accounts for the urges
Bryan
they'll
Mullins
feel
wears
and the
gloves when
hormones
he
that go
washes his
back
hands.
and bite them in the ass by going buck wild later in their lives. If it hadn't
Okay, so now he's blaming that if you are over coddling if you over coddle your child, then they're going to be like in their later life they're going to be a wild child, and that's going to lead to them getting, you know, fucking preyed upon. And it's like, at some point, as a parent, when you have, like, if they live in a hug box, they all, like I already said, they live in a hug box. Hey, Nay, welcome back. If they live in a hug box and they have helicopter parents and all this crap, if they do rebel against that situation, you've already given them literally everything you can possibly do other than literally keep them locked in the house. If they rebel against the situation and they go out and do something stupid and become a wild child and whatnot, there's going to be very little control you have over that, and at some point you have to accept that personal choice exists. With that same situation, you can be on top of a person to the extreme degree and then still do something outrageous, like, you know, become like a school shooter or some stupid shit like that, you know?
At the end of the day, Bryan Mullins The Fox is just basing the shit he hears from people. He has no real concept of, like, this in action in a way he can observe personally. He doesn't truly understand it. He doesn't really grab the reality of what he's saying.
No. I don't think he actually writes these down. I think he has talking points that he just like spans on and clips together what sounds good. The only problem is he when editing it, he doesn't see the inconsistencies of what he's saying.
have been for the parents like you who will continue to keep your kids in
He knows he's right.
their comfort zones and hug boxes when they should have otherwise taught them sex ed before they hit puberty. We would never be dealing with the mess of child predators and the gigantic spawn of them being a thing outside of the child sex trafficking rings they were supposed to go after without banning the porn aspect
That doesn't make any sense.
of it and only going after
His
CSAM
eyebrows
and
look
CR
weird.
material, not the porn, since 1977. And the only way we can reverse all the damage we've done to ourselves is to
Why does he
embrace
have
this
two
method.
eyebrows?
What?
He has two sets of eyebrows.
Yeah, because it's an AI generated image.
What dumb fuck.
We can reverse all the damage we've done to ourselves is to embrace this methodology of sexual education that parents should use to teach kids before their hormones start making them damsels in hormonal distress, and relationship advice when they hit puberty outside of what I recommended we do in the first long form commentary video, which is to legalize all porn just like legalizing all drugs whilst destigmatizing mental illness. And
No. I am not willing. I'm not willing to concede to a world where like depravity becomes the norm, because that's exactly what that will fucking lead to. We already have a bad enough issue with people like freaking zombieing out on fentanyl on the streets. We don't require another crisis and it be legalized. Nationwide.
Rest in peace, George Floyd.
We don't need the pedophile George Floyd.
Honestly, to be honest, the fact that Bryan is this focused on think of the children or think of the kids shtick just doesn't sit right. Now, he's not even thinking of the children per se. The children are a secondary concern to the idea of eliminating the existence of pedophiles by means of overstimulation by opening the door for more depravity.
Predators will
Bryan
persist
Mullins-
as a huge problem no
no,
matter
you-
what, as long as parents don't do what I just mentioned that they should, and that's the end of it. Behaviorism in this sense is parents giving predators what they want without really saying that they mean to, or being perfectly able to cover it up. I'm Bryan Mullins the Fox, signing out. See you in the next commentary rant video. Bye.
Oh
And
no.
that was
Part
Bryan
three.
Mullins the Fox, everybody. That was Bryan Mullins the Fox's latest train wreck of a video. I hope you all liked it.
I can't believe Mr. Enter would make a video like this.
I can't believe I'm going insane.
I know you were insane.
I'm losing my ever loving mind. I'm not McLoving it.
Oh God, it's so good.
Speaking of soundboard bites, let's hopefully see if we can't wash our brains out with some good old fashioned me Marinos. We're gonna be playing riff tracks because why the fuck not?
Wash your brain out. Is this a
I'm
Baz
gonna talk
brainwashing
so much
reference?
shit.
Woke up this morning feeling bad and just want to wash my brains out, scrub
With a
my
glove.
wrists clean. Hey, 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 they'll miss me when I'm clean.
Sir.
I fucking love that. Like, that little bit was from King of the Hill when John Redcorn filled in did a solid for Hank to host a it's a family propane thing or whatever. And what he ended up
Family
doing.
gathering at the propane tank.
Well, no, it's a family day. It was a family fair, and they didn't have any entertainment. So John Redcorn was like, "I have a song about killing myself. I can change it to a song about hygiene."
That reminds me of that one song. The John Redcorn song.
Which one?
Why am I
Johnny
alone
Cooper.
when I know that you want me to? You don't get it. It's not
One time
actual.
with
I
Johnny.
don't get it.
It's not actual.
Remember when John Redcorn was cucking Dell, and then Dell cucked him back, and he got mad?
Joe.
Dell.
I don't recall that happening.
Dell grew. Yeah, it was that one episode where you know.
Hang on, I need to share my screen.
Oh fuck, I don't remember.
I'm sharing the wrong screen.
Sure, your mom.
I will cut your head in half with a freaking dull saw. Come on. Come on. There we go.
Your mom. I know I'm right.
No, Vapor. Your mom.
By the way, I posted that John Redcorn song I was telling you about.
Doki doki, I'll check it out later.
It's a good song.
I hope so. I'd hate to be disappointed. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, let's see here. We're going to host a game. We're going to be writing our own tracks. We're going to be making a private event. We're going to be having 10 rounds. We're all going to do one game tonight because it's already 11:40 here. I got to work in the morning. And I'm going to go ahead and start it now. Room key is up for anyone who wants to join on in.
I know I'm right.
I'm glad you know you're right. I'd hate for you to be wrong on something.
Yeah, imagine
Whoa, why are we starting?
being
Hold up.
wrong.
Hey, stop it.
Wait, hold on.
I didn't mean to. I don't know how
What?
it's letting me do it.
Fucking
Boy?
asshole.
Because you were here first. That's why. That's how that works.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, whoever gets in first can control when the game starts, other than me. That's how that works.
I'm not stupid.
Okay, anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? All
Three
you
more
gotta do.
slots. Anyone wants to play?
All you gotta do. All you gotta do is
I'm a
go
great
to
horse.
rifttracks.games, put in their room code, your little name, and you'll be entered in the chance to win fabulous prizes. Fabulous prizes which include but are not limited to gratification. Bragging rights. Those are always fun. Recognition for being funny. That's another one. My ever loving hateful grasp on not being funny enough to win a game. These are all things that you could in fact win just entering in the room code at rifttracks.games.
The first prize winner gets back shots from me. This is a
From
threat.
Crinkles. Okay.
Something.
I'm gonna give it like 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go ahead and start. Cause I had oh snap! I just realized I had this thing on normal latency, so anyone else who joins might be at a disadvantage.
Wait.
So yeah, enter at your own peril. It's gonna be like a riding on the edge of your seat bullshit. That's for sure.
Oh fuck, not again.
Yeah, you gotta like
Hold
stay.
on.
You gotta like stay on that window.
Hold on, let's look.
To the wall. To the walls.
Sorry, I have this girl texting me.
I bet you do.
Come on.
I always have a girl texting me, but it never goes anywhere further.
Okay, Rift Tracks the game. So this is how it works for anyone who hasn't played. So a little thingy plays. It says to put the track right there. You go ahead and you type something funny in, and you know whatever. Or you can just be unoriginal and have them like write something for you. It's not usually funny. We vote on it, and then we all laugh at racial jokes said in a funny way, and then we have a winner.
The people we don't like. 2 lesbians. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna be the Rift King.
The Rift King. Is that like being the king of the burgers? The Burger King?
No.
I had a dream. I had a dream very similar to the dream that you had with freaking Wonton Johnny. But in my dream, I went to Burger King and there was no one else there but me and like a few other people. But we didn't know each other. And I didn't order any food. But I just sat in the corner and I wore one of those little paper crowns.
Sounds like something I would do.
Get that off the plane!
Get that George off the plane.
George.
Concrete! Get that concrete up off the plane!
There we go.
Oh my fucking god. I love this Bryan Mullins song.
Favorite Bryan Mullins The Fox song.
This must be the Ripaway version.
Two lesbians, that's the joke.
You touch a fried dog, you get sword. I cur you.
Ready, fight!
Oh shit.
I kill you. Like two choices. So
The two choices.
Go with the boing.
I've already relinquished the fact I'm not gonna win.
Yeah, no one picked me. This is bullshit. Alright. Why is my shit changed to Mandarin? Ew! Original joke.
What's that? IRAF? rules?
I'm telling my mom about the inappropriate relationship you had with me if you don't do what I say.
Oh fuck.
Up.
Mikey is a victim of being on r/incel and now tries to hammer women violently.
Damn.
This is the future.
Man, Mikey
Brian warned us
went
about
down
he
like a
can't
bitch.
control his hand moans.
That one was good. Also, you spell hormones wrong.
I wasn't trying to spell hormones.
Ham on.
I was trying to spell hormone like the fucking energy from JoJo, but I was trying to make it sound funny.
Oh, ham on. Okay, I get you now.
I'm on the beat.
Hey, he ain't no paper he really swings out hot with him. That's a jive. You want to dance?
I got this. I'm gonna be the riff king. I'm the riff king.
Hey, he ain't no paper man.
Why don't you know he has that hot finger curly?
Oh, he really swings out hot with him. That's a jive. You want to dance?
Excuse me, they call him what? How does she know the temperature of his fingers?
Hey, he ain't no paper man.
Why don't
Boo.
you know he has that hot finger curly?
Oh, he really swings out hot with him. That's a jive. You want to dance?
Now playing on the jukebox, Delicious Pancake Batter by Bryan Mullins The Fox.
Hey, he ain't no paper man.
Why don't you know he has that hot finger curly?
Oh, he really swings out hot with him. That's a jive. You want to dance?
Sticking out your guyet for the Rizzler, you're so skibbity, you're so phantom tax,
Oh
I
my
just want to be
God!
freaking come here, give me your Ohio.
I hate that. Who fucking wrote that?
Back to the bottom I go.
I'm just like the bedroom.
Uh-oh, there was Johanna, Herman's wife.
Oh man, this is gonna be a good one.
Uh-oh, there was Johanna, Herman's wife.
She warns of what is to come. There will be no suck and fuck without the seed and feed. A wise woman indeed.
Uh-oh,
Oh
there was
my
Johanna,
god.
Herman's wife.
Come
Spaz, my
on.
husband, you better not be hanging around that vapor pony. He's not even a real horse.
Oh.
Uh-oh, there was Johanna. Hammer right.
Auf der Heide blüht ein kleines Blümelein und das heißt Erika, heißt von 100.000 kleinen Bienelein wird umschwärmt Erika.
It's literally some Hitler shit, ain't it?
Erika. 199.
Calm down, you're gonna summon Kazoo.
Good.
Oh, not the mac and cheese. Oh. Shit.
Stop stirring my pussy! What sounds that was Backshot's made? There you go. There you go. Oh, yeah.
General, may I ask you a question?
Sure, after you bring me my sandwich.
General,
God
may I
damn.
ask you a question?
What is your final solution to the windmill question, Lady Kazoo?
General, may I ask you a question?
Of course, what is it?
I'm not stupid. Mayo Clinic is not a reliable source.
It's more of an answer. Jingle, 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 jingle.
Damn.
The final solution to the windmill question.
I don't like how this is turning out.
What do you mean? I win. Okay, how can I make this related to Bryan Mullins? Okay. There we go. I have honed my skills. Yeah, doing my ear, Dad. Does a girl ever queefs in your ear?
What the fuck? What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
Bryan Mullins The Fox luring kids to manufacture consent.
Oh god. Oh, come on.
Bryan Mullins the Cock's handing out candy to all the good little boys and girls so he can fatten them up to later eat their ass.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Hello everyone, it's me Bryan Mullins the Fox. Here to show you the dangers just outside of your hug boxes and it all mine. I mean your parents' fault.
Oh. Oh, God. Oh, no good. I'm gonna go with the first one because it ties into the roast game. Like reminders!
Ah, come on.
Damn, I can't believe I'm winning.
Something lighted out beyond the trees. In the sand pit. A big bright light. What? Come on, it's out there now. I'll show you.
Okay. Invasion. There we go. Oh no!
Something lighted out beyond the trees. In the sand pit. A big bright light. What? It's out there now. I'll show you.
Oh shit, it's the SS.
Huh.
Oh God!
Something lighted out beyond the trees.
Oh, because
In the
they're
sand pit. A big bright light. What? Come on, it's out there now. I'll show you.
Bryan Mullins waking up his father to ask him why the neighbors are eating their newborn for Christmas dinner.
Jesus.
Oh God, you're so good.
Something lighted out beyond the trees. In the sand pit. A big bright light. What? Come on, it's out there now. I'll show you.
His parents kept him in a hug box his whole life. Never questions why his parents sleep in 2 beds.
It's quite simple, actually. His dad has vagina.
It's not enough. Damn.
I'm just too good.
Once we got to measuring land, I asked Tommy
Who the
how
fuck?
big he was.
Man, they're just Ryan. They're just Ryan this shit for us at this point. There we go.
Once we got to measuring land, I asked Tommy how big he was.
I bet you did, you pervert.
Once we got to measuring land, I asked Tommy how big he was.
Tommy didn't know how to make pancakes, so he went to the guy who lured him in with his shitty Superman costume.
Call me Dickmaster.
Oh no.
Once we got to measuring land, I asked Tommy how big he was.
Everyone's
About
retarded.
6.5 inches on a good day. Oh, you mean height. About 4'1".
Take my spike.
This is just Zeno.
Fuck.
I don't know, man. I think Tommy's like doesn't even know where the fuck he is.
You think that kid actually knows what day it is?
He hasn't seen the sun in 7 weeks.
You bitch, you did pervert. Oh fuck. This is bullshit. You know that shit was funny.
You got liver.
Okay. Okay, that's easy.
Ah.
Yeah, I got, you know, he gets liver.
You got liver.
And I get head.
Boo!
Dickmaster.
You got liver.
Pav your Zeno feeding his loud cats alone like a loser.
Call me Dickmaster.
If I made as many mistakes as you, I'd be down on my fucking ass.
God
Those aren't fucking. Those
damn!
are
Oh my god!
Fucking Zeno, what the fuck?
fucking 7 years old and you're still making mistakes.
You know
The
bad
liver is
nigga.
actually the leftover taint from last week's roast game.
Oh my god.
Bryan Mullins The Fox will be missed. Sad crying emoji.
Oh my god.
I'm going off the rails. Going off the rails, guys.
Are you okay? Can you talk?
Nah, just
It's been like this all week.
Ow!
God damn it, I fucking hate this game. I fucking hate you guys.
Final round. This is for the clams, baby.
This is for
I'm
everything.
so fucked.
There we go. Want to write a letter to President Clinton?
Oh no.
Okay. Okay. I got this. Okay. I can win. I can do this. This is worse than the time I was Bryan Mullins The Fox.
So where else can we go? Want to write a letter to President Clinton?
Uh-oh.
Give me a second.
I don't like how he's looking at me.
Stare right in your soul. He knows what you did, Zeno.
Dear President Clinton.
Oh, come on.
Please don't die at the last round. Wait.
Come on. Oops, daisies.
I know we gotta shake our Common Rider bottles.
Dear
I don't have a
President
Common
Clinton,
Rider bottle. I
really
have
look
a.
up to you.
Oh.
You're such an aspiring leader, and I really look up
What?
to you. I want to be your apprentice.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Oh
So
no.
where else can we go?
Oh
Want to write a
no.
letter to President Clinton?
Dear President Clinton Eastwood, tell me, why did you cover up the roast game? My sources, I made it the fuck up. Also send nudes, thanks. Love, Brian.
So where else can we go? Want to write a letter to President Clinton?
I don't want to disappear into those black bags like all those kids who mom and dad for charismas.
Christmas. I'm gonna lose, guys. I think this is it. This is the end for Vapor Rub. Hurry up and pick, Zeno.
I gotta end the stream. Hurry up and pick, faggot. You gotta be shitting me.
I did it. I did it.
You gotta be shitting me.
Did you do it?
I clutched the 1v1.
Yep.
There's no holding me back. Man, this must be what it feels like to not have your ass eaten on the roast game on Christmas morning.
I wouldn't know nothing about
Ladies,
that.
you may hold your orgasms. You may hold your orgasms, ladies.
Well, that's it for this stream. We're gonna hit the hay. I want to thank everybody for that suffered with us, like live and going forward in the VOD. If people actually did watch this far, kudos. I look forward to the inevitable response from Mr. Bryan Mullins The Fox, if there even is one. Knowing him, there probably will be. But I also want to thank Vapor and Zeno for coming on and sharing their opinion, their viable commentary.
I fucking hate pedophiles.
That's understandable.
Everyone does.
Oh, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye, Dad.
Okay.